Today's episode is brought to you by Patreon. If you're interested in supporting the show, go to patreon.com/JoshuaVelas and become a $2 backer today and get early access to the new episodes. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below, but for now, on to today's episode. You're listening to the Augment Experience podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Joshua Velas. I'm a student, musician, and a gamer at heart. Join me as I sit down every week to talk about all the latest news in the technology, business, and video game world. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. My name is Joshua Velas. I am your host, as usual, and this is episode 51. Obviously, I know it's going to be a little bit delayed, but I hope you guys still enjoy it. I really hope you guys enjoy the little surprises inside the 50th episode special. Obviously, it was a new intro and the inclusion of an outro. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the discussion I had with Dr. Hamilton and Mr. Burgess. It was really great doing it. And overall, it was a very informative talk. I know it was definitely more of an educational, especially because it was over biomimicry. But that's aside from the point. Overall, I thought it was really fun to me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And so on to today's topic. And this one, to be honest, I'm a little bit torn about this one when I think about it, especially because depending on who you are, you're going to view this in a different way. And I hope you guys know that this isn't me trying to be offensive or anything like that, that it's me being honest and trying to be as objective as I can in a situation that is very bad. And you guys already know what we're talking about. It's going to be over Twitch, and specifically Twitch's female bias. And this is a very touchy subject, especially after everything that's happened for, I'd say, the last few weeks. And really that's been going on for a while now on Twitch. And it's very discerning, especially when we bring into things like, what's it called, like how Twitch seems to not be so much focused on gaming content, but now it's like, you know, I made the joke a while back, like cam girl light and things like that, but it's also because it is true. And a lot of people are like, well, Josh, why do you say this? Like, what makes you come to this conclusion? And the reality is was the whole thing with the Alinity stuff, and that really, I think, I'd say it's what made it very prominent that there's an issue, but the issue has always been there. Let me explain. So what is the Twitch female bias? So for people that are just completely unaware of it, and I don't know how you can, but that's okay. The easiest way I can describe it without adding my opinion to it is that there seems to be some sort of special privileges that go towards female streamers in comparison to the male streamers. And this has led to issues where if a female does the same thing as a male streamer, like if the situations are identical, they don't ban the female streamer, but a man or male streamer would get banned. And a lot of people have been arguing about this because, you know, people have made jokes like Twitch thoughts and e-girls and things like that. And because, you know, there's some people that will use the platform to, I'd say, promote sexual content. And, you know, like, we also have to keep in mind a lot of businesses do this too, except I'd say it's to an extent that they make it a joke. Like, they're not trying to make it seem serious. And like, for example, like Carl's Jr. You know, Carl's Jr. does, you know, ads with like these incredibly beautiful women eating a hamburger and things like that. And it's like, okay, realistically, this is no way this is going to happen. And they know that, but, you know, that's why we kind of go with the stigma that sex sells. And I don't agree with that. I think that's sadly it is true because, you know, it brings in more customers. It brings in, like, you know, like if we're being honest with guys, you know, like, yeah, it kind of gets the sex appeal going, and it makes it, I'm not saying it's like a trap, but it's more of like, it's an easy way to get your attention. Think of it like that. And with the whole Twitch situation this is a platform that is used by, yes, it is used by adults. It's used also by teenagers and children. And this is something that we have to be mindful of too, because I know people are going to say I sound crazy for saying we have to protect the children, but that's not the point. The point is that there is an issue where Twitch seems to be having more favoritism, or really bias was the word that's being thrown around, towards female streamers, because, you know, they're bringing in the views because, you know, they got what people like. I think I'm not going to quote anybody. This is what I've heard a lot of people saying, like the goods. And I think that's messed up, but you know, it's what's happening, you know, like with the whole Alinity thing, people are like, how did she not get banned? You know, obviously she did, but it took a little bit of time. But like when the whole situation happened, everybody was like, they want her banned. Like, how is Twitch not banned her? She literally threw a cat across her room and then spat vodka in its mouth. Like, bro, that's animal cruelty at its finest. Like, there's no way around that. You're not going to stand here and argue with me that wasn't animal abuse. Clearly that was. Like, that is. Like, if people are agreeing with PETA on this situation, then you know there's something up. And a lot of people have reacted to this. They were calling for her to be banned. And this led to things like, what's it called? Like those Twitch streamers, the female ones, to respond back. And, you know, it's the ones that people consider, you know, Twitch thoughts. They were responding back saying, hey, you know, that's not cool. We're out here trying to make a living and things like that. And, you know, they're trying to, justify ends meet. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to go back and show things that male streamers have done and say, hey, they didn't get banned for this and stuff like that. But when we try to say, oh, he did this, but what I did, what I did was wrong, but what he did is much worse. So that means that should have more weight. No, that's not how this works. It's you both did something wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. And that's why a lot of people were snapping back at these Twitch thoughts, because they're like, hey, we may have done something wrong, but these people have done, well, okay, we know they've done something wrong. We criticized them for it when that happened. Like, when were all these things taken? And these were all like, obviously a lot of the stuff they're talking about was stuff from back in the day. And I'm like, yeah, and they got dealt with. And you have been getting away with this stuff for like about a year or two now and making tons of money off it. And you have had zero repercussions. You haven't had any warning on your account. You haven't had your account banned or anything. You haven't been suspended. And you have all of this stuff happening. And you're trying to pull up stuff from the past to justify what you're doing. And to me, that is very pathetic. That is it's not genuine. It's essentially, you're just trying to stir the barrel for no reason. And I think we need to be careful with this stuff, guys, because this is very scary when we're dealing with this kind of stuff, because when we bring in like the blame game and see, and try to make comparisons of who did something worse, that's not the point. Yes, everybody acknowledged this person did something wrong. This doesn't mean what you did isn't bad, but the reality is you both made dumb decisions. The only thing is one has dealt with the repercussions of their dumb decision and you haven't. There's the difference in this entire scenario. And I know a lot of people have been saying, like, you know, you see all these guys talking about these Twitch girls and things like that. They're probably sexist, and, you know, they're saying all this really dumb stuff, guys. And it's kind of sad to me that we've gotten to the point where constructive criticism, or really, you know, proper healthy criticism, is no longer acceptable. And I think that's very concerning, especially when we're talking about a platform that's meant for everybody, but it's meant for everybody to promote, you know, gaming. It's a gaming platform. That's what Twitch is. Like, it's on consoles, so you can stream your games. You know, Mixer is there, and we'll get into Mixer too, because I think that's very healthy that we mentioned that, but Twitch is essentially, it is a gaming platform. Everybody that uses it is playing games on it there, or, you know, some people that, you know, have special deals that they can stream NFL games or things like that. But they're mostly content creators on there. And then you have these people that are pretending to create content, but all they're doing is, you know, using their looks to get all the money, and then get all the money they want, and then, you know, get away with it because they can't get in trouble for it. And I think that's very messed up, because that's clearly exploiting human beings. And people are like, well, those people are voluntarily giving their money. Yes, because you're essentially presenting them the goods. And I think we have to keep that in mind, especially. is a very dangerous thing. That's kind of the reason why a lot of people are leaving Twitch, is because of this garbage, because it's infuriating some people that Twitch has not taken action against these people for clearly violating the terms and service of Twitch, because it says it in the terms of service of Twitch. You know, there is a limit to be drawn when it comes to what you can show on a stream and what you can't. Like, nudity is one of them. Clearly, you can't just like, you know, you can't just like be butt naked on a stream and then pretend your stream's not going to get banned. But when you're wearing incredibly revealing clothing, and some people will say, oh, it's not that revealing. Yes, it is. Stop lying to yourself. Like, you're trying to justify what you're doing. And to me, that's sad and pathetic. You know, a lot of people have gotten the grills of, you know, a lot of I'd say Twitch thoughts, and that also have YouTube channels and people follow their pages, and you can even see, like, if they're doing reviews of like adult toys and things like that, they talk about getting adult toys. They talk about, like, you know, a lot of stuff that I'm not going to mention because, you know, it's pretty messed up. Then, you know, you definitely have a problem. And this is not me trying to be mean. This is not me trying to be offensive or cruel. This is me being honest and, you know, putting out the information that has already been presented to everybody. And that's why I kind of wanted to wait on this episode too, is because it makes it easier to look at it from an outside perspective. It makes it so much easier because all the information is there. You just have to analyze it yourself and break it down. And if you see a connection, then, you know, the truth lies somewhere in between. That's why I said is that this whole situation is very icky, especially because Twitch has been very complacent. They've been very passive. And because of this passivity, it has led people to leave Twitch and go to Mixer. And Mixer, a lot of people are like, wait, what? Mixer? That tiny little platform? Yes. And I know you guys are probably like, wait, didn't you also do an episode about it? Yes, I did. I did the episode about Ninja going to Mixer, and you guys should probably give that a listen to, because why not? It kind of leads into this whole episode as well, too. And it's ironic because it's also it's an episode that came before it. So it's a good precursor. But aside from that, this has led many people to start streaming on Mixer instead, because they're tired of Twitch's, you know, I'd say complacency and passivity, and choosing when they want to bend the rules for depending on the person. And this has been very, very scary, especially because, like I said, Twitch has realistically been bending the rules for these female streamers, because it says it in their terms of service. You should have a limit to what it's acceptable to wear on a stream. And some people are like, no, that's being controlling. That's not fair. Okay, that's the rules. That's the rules. You can't change the rules. Like, you don't control the site. Like, if an organization or a website is created, you can't just change it to your own whim. You can't change the rules just because you want it changed. No. Like, the rules are in place for a reason, to protect people from things like this. It's to help make everything fair and balanced. But Twitch, I'm not giving them a pass either, because they are bending the rules for these streamers. And then you have Mixer, who sees this and actually uses it to their advantage. And they see that Twitch is being complacent, that they're being passive with their rules, that they're bending them just because they feel like it. And Mixer is like, hey, we have a strict policy in place to deal with this. And a lot of, I'd say, well, these Twitch thoughts are kind of doing what they're doing, and they're just complaining about this stuff. They're like, Mixer over here is being sexist, they're being misogynist, they're controlling women. It's like the Middle East. Like, whoa, okay there. Like, calm down. First off, no, they're not. There's nowhere near controlling. That's called being fair, and that's called being respectful to your audience too. And I think that's very sad that a lot of people it's not sad. I knew it was going to happen. Like, Mixer does not care how these Twitch thoughts feel. They do not care, because they know that they do not dictate a site. They are not helpful to the growth of a gaming site to help promote gaming and help promote esports and help promoting things related to gaming. They're not. They play games as a platform to essentially be cam girls. That's what they're doing. And that's why they call it Cam Girl Light, because that's what Twitch has turned into. Like, you see streams of like these like these girls like in bikinis and stuff like that, and like bathrooms and stuff. Like, what is going on? This is clearly a violation of the terms of service, because you're not even playing a game. You're doing some weird stuff. And you know, then we have the whole issue with like them using Ninja's account to promote basically a porn video, which was horribly messed up. And then you get what I'm saying? It's like we have all these, I'd say Twitch is being very complacent, and because of their bias towards female streamers, it is very clear that, you know, they don't know what to do anymore. Like, they seem to be going to the wayside. And if they keep going in this direction, that they keep trying to defend these female streamers and not enforce their rules, then the consumers will essentially the market will kick in, and the consumers will move, and they'll move to something else, because the vast majority of users do not care about this crap. They don't. And it's very concerning that this is Twitch's priority, that they want to promote this, that they keep promoting these streamers. It is very disturbing that they're doing this. And it's not because, like some people be like, oh, these insecure beta males don't like seeing women being attractive. And no, that's not what this is. It's called you're clearly not doing, well, I'd say like you're using a platform in a way that it was not intended to be used, and you're abusing a system and what you're doing is clearly against the rules of said platform. And you're over here trying to defend yourself when you clearly are breaking the rules. It's like, to me, it's mind-boggling. It's absurd. And like, it's crazy on how they've done this. To me, it's insane. And how Twitch has gotten to the point that they really have to do something. And Mixer's on their butt right now, whether you want to believe it or not. Like, well, I do believe the ninja move is very important. I do believe it's important in the aspect that it will lead to more people leaving Twitch. But there's also another side effect to that, which is the whole Twitch thought thing, which that will push actual streamers like Shroud and, you know, Dr. Disrespect, you know, Tfue, and it'll end up pushing those people away from that platform because, you know, Twitch is clearly abusing them. Like, if they do something stupid, they're going to be dealt with a hammer in less than a second, while these, you know, cam girl lights over here are basically getting away with whatever they want. And to me, it's very, you know, it's sad, and it's very depressing that this is actually happening. And I only hope that Twitch decides to, you know, pick their britches up and decide to enforce the rules, because they need to start enforcing the rules, because this is absurd. Like, and yes, this is not a double standard. I mean, if they have to enforce their rules, that means every rule. This does not mean that you just enforce a clothing policy for girls. No, this means that if you do something that is stupid and is not in the terms of service and the rules, then yes, you will be punished accordingly. There should be no special treatment. It is fair, equal, and balanced. That's what this should be, is so that there is no issues regarding race or gender or beliefs, that there is nothing like that everybody can share their views openly without any issues. And if you cause harm to the greater good of the entire group, then yes, you will be punished accordingly to what you have done. There is no, he did something worse than me. No, it's, you did something bad, period. There is no, but he didn't know, or she didn't know. That should not exist in a space like this, because all that does is cause issues and segregation, and it leads to much, I'd say the easiest way to put it leads to unhealthy communities. That's what it leads to, is it leads to division. It leads to the consumer base being divided. And some people try to defend the cam girl lights and things like that. And obviously, no, like, you're clearly dumb. You're probably one of the people supporting them. So you have no, I'm not going to say you don't have an opinion in this matter, but your opinion is clearly diluted, if I would put it like that, because this isn't a situation where clearly this is a gray area, so we don't know. No, this is a clear right and wrong situation. And I do agree, there are instances where there should be a gray area, but this is not one of them. And I hope you guys don't treat it as one of them, because to be honest, this is very disgusting that Twitch is doing this. And I only hope that Twitch, you know, puts things together, you know, gets their act together, because this is absurd. And if Twitch ends up failing because of this will be their mistake. And, it's their fault. Like, you can't blame anyone else but yourself at that point, because you essentially allowed yourself to have your own demise. And that's pretty much what's happening, guys. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, because that's what's going on. Is we're clearly in a point where it's up to Twitch to decide, what are they going to do? Are they going to choose the majority of the consumer base, or are they going to choose this very, very few minority and keep supporting them? Because like I said, there are female streamers that are actually gamers and are actually not doing this stuff. They're not doing it to, sell their bodies and essentially be cam girls. They're not. They're just trying to play games and have fun. And that's, to me, it's disgusting that you have these thoughts over here are essentially, they're the ones that are being presented as the Twitch girl or girl streamers. They're representing female streamers. And to me, that's disgusting, because you have plenty of people that have worked their ass off to get where they are, and now they're being lumped together with this small minority that is overall what is considered in the public eye as the majority. Like, they're the ones that are what we consider the standard, and that to me is disgusting that that's happening. And that's the real issue here, is that not only have you clearly broken the terms of service of a website, and Twitch is obviously, they own twitch.com, and clearly they haven't done anything about it. And then you have, because of all this bad publicity that these female streamers are getting, now every female streamer is getting lumped in with them, and that's disgusting. And I only hope Twitch finally gets their stuff together. If not, then the market's gonna kick in, and the consumers are gonna choose. They're gonna vote with their wallets or their view time, and they're just going to go somewhere else. And because of that, if the views leave, then, the streamers are going to go where the viewers are. So who knows? We'll see what happens in these coming months to see if Twitch does anything. If they don't, it's kind of safe to say we know where this is going to go. But let's see how this plays out in the course of a few months, and maybe a year, and we'll probably come back to it and do a status update on this. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It really means a lot to me. You guys keep coming back and listening to these episodes. Obviously, I'm very grateful that you guys have taken the time out of your day to listen to these episodes. It's mean a lot to me. I know a lot of people are saying, Josh, how's the moving? Obviously, it went great. I love being back in Lubbock already. Obviously, you guys won't be able to tell in the room I'm in, but I love being back in Lubbock. It's great. I hope that the school year goes great, and I hope for everybody that's in school, you guys have a wonderful school year or semester. And yeah, I just hope that you guys keep listening, and I'll put a poll when this episode goes live breaking down what we want to do in terms of uploading, because depending on how this school year or semester for me really goes, I may not do Fridays anymore. I may just stick to Wednesdays, but it all comes down. I'll put a poll. I'll see what you guys think, and if you guys want me to keep doing it, I'll test it out a little bit. But I'll leave all that for that. But until then, I'll see you guys next week. And thank you guys so much. Love you guys to death. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. And be safe. Don't do anything dumb. And take care, guys. Bye. Hey there. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day and listening to today's episode. If you're interested in supporting the show, whether it be financially, clicking the follow button, or just sharing the episode, it all works for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time, and I love you guys to death.